Good morning, everyone. Get my camera set up right. There we go. Good morning, everyone. Sorry for starting a tiny bit late today. I was just finishing my breakfast. Yeah. So welcome to our painting stream. This is Dyson Dungeons, and I'm hiding behind a camera. This is Dyson Dungeons. We do our relaxing painting stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings at 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern. That's what you're catching right now. Do a flip and have a pretzel day. Alright. We'll start off by knocking some paint over. There's the flip. I had toast this morning, so it wasn't quite a pretzel. Yeah, we also do a Dungeons and Dragons stream. We'll 3D print a pretzel. Okay. Good. Yeah, find the file. Or make one. We do our D&D stream Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern as well. So, yeah, I'm just gonna quickly double check, make sure everything is up and running accordingly. It looks good. Okay, so let's talk about what we're painting today. We have this cool looking bird warrior guy. He has some holes in his back because he has these big swoopy wings that get glued in to him later on. But we'll be mostly focusing on him today. And we'll get to the wings, hopefully, as we have time. So I was looking him over. He actually doesn't have that many feathers showing. He's very well armored sort of guy. And where it is showing, it's like bird feet. So it's pretty much just his head that actually has feathers. And the wings, of course, are very feathery. So I need to make some color decisions, mostly about his armor, honestly. And he has a lot of layers of armor, so that's gonna change things around. I'm trying to just think through. I think his pants and undershirt are gonna be purple. Then he has this drapey skirt. I'm not quite sure what color I want to do that in yet. And then he has the metal armor that sits on top of it all. And I could do that in like a silver, I could do that in a brass. Sort of just thinking what I want to do it in, what I think would look nice. He has very, very large shoulder pads. They're like, just huge, floaty shoulder pads. The worst part is going to be getting the underside, on the inner, the upper legs. That part's going to be difficult. So, we'll see how it goes. And I think I'm going to start off by doing the worst part, because it's also, if I accidentally, hey Birdman, yes. If I accidentally, get some paint in the wrong spot at this stage, it's not a big deal. Yeah, it's Harvey Birdman, attorney at law. So he has these pants. They're sort of fluffy, poofy pants. I'm gonna paint in. And, you know, a lot of this is gonna get painted over. But, well, not a lot of it, but this is a stage where things will get painted over, so it can be a little messy when I'm trying to get down under this skirt. And you probably won't be able to really see much of anything because I have to hold it at a very odd angles. This is the downside of putting him on his base before painting, because I would have a much easier time getting under here if I glued him in later. But the advantage is I can put him on my handle, so my painting handle. And if we're honest, you're never really gonna see pretty much any of what I'm painting right now. Almost all of it. Like, the vast majority of what I'm getting the paint on is not going to be visible. Unless you're holding the figure like I am right now. This is just getting, so basically what I'm trying to avoid by doing this part first is having to get a messy, form a mess on stuff I've already painted, because there's not an easy way to get down under this skirt. And I don't want to. It's also like the least important thing to be consistent, because it's basically just avoiding seeing gray primer flashes from underneath is all it really is doing. It's not gonna add all that much to the piece. And it's more about not being distracting by having a color you don't expect show under there. So I'm just rotating him around here, sort of upside down, to see if I can catch any glimpses of areas where I might have missed. And it's looking pretty good. It's pretty good. I think that'll do. So I wanted to give him these purple pants, nice little flash of color there, and it'll set off well against his yellow chicken feet. And to go with that, to carry that color up, I'm gonna paint he has like a shirt going on under his armor, just on the arms basically. Like that. I'm just getting those little purple bits in. I'll probably have to touch them up down the road. I fully expect that, but I have the purple out now, so I'll get it where it needs to go. One of the upsides of painting sort of the lowest parts on him, in terms of his layers of clothes and armor, is that I don't have to go down and past these bits to get them in later. Okay. That's pretty much all the purple that he's gonna have on him. It's just gonna be this little accent flash color. So I think the next area I want to add in will be the next layer up. And that's gonna be his this sort of skirt that's underneath the armor. And I might mimic that color on like not these big frayed bits on his shoulders, but there's some like cloth that runs between there and there, so I might bring that up above as well to sort of carry the color appearance through. Oh, and what color do I want to do that in? Maybe green? Green might be nice. I usually try and pick out my whole color combos beforehand when I'm kind of going more on the fly with this guy. Okay, so I'm gonna just start spreading this green around, pushing it up in between these armor plates as well. So. And there's actually a hem, a fringe around this. I might do that with like a metallic color that will go with some other part of his outfit. So I'm not gonna intentionally paint over the fringe, but I am gonna paint up to it. If I get a little on that fringe, it's okay because it's getting painted later. And the front here has a fringe as well, but so I'm just gonna work down towards it, basically. And work underneath his little swords. So I'm just gonna take a quick turn around here. Oh, I have a cat meowing at me. Oh, he's walking off now. Just turn him around quick, make sure I got everywhere I wanted down there, and then I'll get the green up on the shoulders as well. It's just a small area in between some of this metal plating. And I want to make sure I get the underside as well. And I don't know if these things coming off are plates or ribbons or something. I'm not 100% clear on it, but you know, I'll go with whatever looks coolest. Adding in this sort of emerald green. There's a little flash to carry the color up. Sometimes with these like character figures that have a big breastplate armor and then less armor below, you get this sort of two side, like you get like a different color palette on the top than you do on the bottom if you're not careful. So I'm trying to just casually and sort of quietly carry some of the lower colors up where he is mostly armored up above, so that you're not staring at just the exact same, like two different color palettes. And I am gonna just splash green on the underside of these pauldrons as like a fill color in a spot that you're not really gonna see. And when I come back in and do this armor, I'll go over some of this green. So it won't be super visible what I'm putting in right now, but it will be there. Alright, so we have some accent colors in. It's going along alright. We'll probably next do the bulk of the armor here, which will fill in a lot of this figure. And then we'll also do, well, maybe I'll do his claws and, well, his feet claws and his hand claws, I guess, of this guy. I'm going to be using the dark sand to do that. It's a nice beigey, yellow beige color. And it takes a wash really well. I've had success in the past doing bird legs by putting in dark sand, putting an umber wash on it to fill in the sort of ridges, and then dry brushing dark sand back over the top of it in order to put the highlights back on top. So I'll do the same here. So there's only really two places you're gonna get this dark sand: the legs and the hands. Trying to be slightly careful as I go up against the pants here, so I don't ideally have to repaint hands if I don't have to. Getting the underside's gonna be a little tricky, but I just gotta be careful. So there's one bird leg. And we'll do the other. And they're very bright right now, but when you get the wash on there, it tones it down a whole bunch. And then you can do the other, if you can do any necessary highlighting from there. So, just carry on with the other leg. That sounds like there's some sort of weird subsonic buffering going on here. Kinda throwing me off a little. And what I think it is, because it's just passed, is that somewhere around here there are some rich jerked people who fly their helicopter like over wherever their helicopter path is. We get this like wealthy person, like too good to go in a car sort of helicopter that flies past our house fairly regularly. We must just be in line for something in the line of travel, and sometimes those helicopter blades make this like weird sort of subsonic thumping that really messes with me. I have sort of hypersensitive ears. Which makes things like that just really hit me. Okay, so we have some pretty legs that are gonna dry in. And I want to paint the hands in too. I guess those are like hand claws. I don't know, it's a bird. A bird guy. The anatomy is a little different. So there's not too much showing of the hand, but I want to just get that color in there. Because he has these big gauntlet-y wrist guards that cover up a good portion of the hand. There we go. Take a second and clean my brushes. Alright, so what do we think? Brass armor, silver armor? I could do copper, but that, I don't know, that doesn't feel quite right. I could also paint the head base color in first. This is a bird guy, so there's a lot of head color options. I could go, you know, tropical bird. I could go like a brown hawk sort of look. Maybe I'll go... I could go gray and black. Choices, choices, choices. Maybe I'll go... One of my favorite birds is the nuthatch. So maybe I will go with that. Just seeing a spot where I need to touch up the green that I kind of missed. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with a gray for the head as like the base. And that will sort of inform my armor color actually a little bit here. I'm gonna take this nice sort of neutral gray and just cover most of the head. I don't need to get it on the beak particularly, but at this stage it's okay if I get it on the beak a little. Get it down into the cracks and crevices here. This is why it's probably good to do this before tackling the armor. Doing some gray feathering. And this is what will sort of inform how I paint the wings as well, because the feathering should match. I can take this opportunity. I'm going to do the beak in the same sand color that I did the legs and the hands. So I'm going to put that in while my dark sand, that little drop I got out, is still, you know, hasn't dried yet, basically. There, got a little beacon on him now. Alright. So now we'll be able to tackle the armor. Since I went with gray for the feathers, I'm probably going to go with a brass armor to sort of set off from it rather than mimic the feathers. So we're going to go with the brass color for the armor. And this is going to cover a fair amount of what is unpainted right now. There are details that'll probably get added in, but right now I just want to get sort of a base color in this case, a base brass. Sort of get coverage over everything that is armor. I have a little bit of a frog in my throat this night. We have a storm rolling in today, and I think it's sort of setting things off. Breathing wise, respiratorily. Pretty nice. I really like this brass color. I've used it for some other armors and stuff. I think that's looking pretty nice. Not quite sure what I want to do with these ribbons on the shoulders yet, so I'm going to leave those unpainted for the moment. And I know this was mentioned earlier on our last painting stream, but we will be off next week for a little trip. So we will not be painting next week. Just as a FYI, a warning for everyone. Breastplate's coming along alright though, I think. I have to get under the pauldrons now on the biceps. It'll be a little slightly tricky, but not too bad. And I'll have to touch up a tiny bit of purple. Just on this back part of the arm. Now the other arm here. And the green shows through a little because of the brass's translucency, but you can always just put a second coat or something to that effect to deal with that, if you're getting it. In general, I find metallics tend to be a little more translucent because they are basically like a glitter suspended in paint. So it's, I don't know if you're familiar, random viewers, but it's sort of like a glittery nail polish. It has the same sort of effect. Alright, so that's the brass for the upper body going in. So I'm gonna do the skirt plates that we have here in brass as well, and the little wrist guards. And then I'm thinking, whatever color I do the hem of the skirt in, I might also carry up to these ribbons on the shoulders. But for now, we're going to continue carrying the brass down. Over. Skirt here, like that. Hey, coming along. Can I get you some coffee? Ooh. No, I'm painting. And I don't think you're here. So there's a little touch of a green that I'm getting. That won't be too bad to do. Mostly in between these plates here. The only brass left really are these 3 back plates. And then I think the hem, the belt, and the little ribbons. I'm calling them ribbons because I don't know exactly what they are intended to be. But, you know, they're little dangly bits. I have to decide what color are all of those. And once we get all the colors in, which will be a little bit left here, I'm gonna let it all dry, take a little break, and we'll do a bunch of cleanup. But I like to get all my base colors in first. To get the bracers as well with the brass here. He has these sort of straps on the wrists that I'm not painting yet, because I will determine what those are. As we go. Hey. Okay, we have some brass going on. I think that's all the brass finally. Alright, so we need to determine some of our accent colors here. The belt, the wrist straps, the ribbony things, and the hemming. I'm almost leaning towards going with like a leather look, because we have a very bright bird armor set already. It's the little Power Rangers-y, I think. And maybe something a little more neutral, to sort of bring it back in a little would be good. So yeah, why don't we go with like a leather color? That seems nice. My depth perception like disappeared for half a second. That was weird. I had to like reconfigure my eyes. So that lining's slightly splotchy because of that, but you know, that's what cleanup is for. Doesn't putting that lining really bring a nice sort of finished look to something? Kind of impressive how distracting even a slight amount of unpainted surface can be. This is why I need to get new brushes. These are getting a little frayed from use and everything. They're a little difficult to use sometimes lately, but that's okay, I'll fix it in post. Not post this recording, it's like I'll fix it in the cleanup. So, that's okay, a good start. Something I will continue to refine as we go on today. So I'm gonna get this big hem along the back now, and undoubtedly get some on the legs. I'm just already calling it. Nice. Starting off strong. Good. Sarcastically. Okay, well, that's not on perfect, but you can sort of see where it's going. Get the belt next. Coming along on my belt here. Starting to look like a thing, I feel like. Obviously the swords aren't done either yet. That will be another little section to do. But I'm actually going to put some leather on the handles here. Can we have more swords? Better yet, can we put some sort of military? Oh my god. Are you trying to talk about small soldiers again? Oh boy. That movie was not good. Oh, it won lots of awards, just so many. All soldiers. What a weird movie. Alright, now I'm gonna start working on these little ribbons. That's what I've been calling them, so I'll just keep calling them that. Hopefully, I won't go too badly. I'm also going to try and remember to stretch periodically here, so that I don't get horribly sore from leaning over. There we go. Stretch out the back a bit. Okay. I guess the thunderstorms hit. I just heard a huge thunder roll. Hopefully they don't knock out a power line or something. Shut off our internet again. Since they just finished enhancing it. That would be how it would go, though. Okay, so we have a lot of rough put in here. I need to do the swords still, but you can sort of see our little bird warrior guy coming together here. I'm gonna get the swords on, and then I think I'm gonna paint the wings, the base gray that I did the head. It's my silver. There you are. Getting these swords painted in here, nice and easily. A little touch up. There. Okay. Alright, so this is the very rough bird warrior pre-cleanup, pre-wash. He's very flat still, but we'll take care of that. I'm gonna clean up the head before I put the eyes in. But I'm gonna give him little black eyes, you know, like a bird has, little round black eyes. And yeah, we'll do a lot of cleanup, and we'll do some washing on him by the end of the day. But for the moment, I'm gonna get at least a base coat on these feathers. these wings. And since I don't have a good way of holding them, I'm gonna grab a glove. And this is all one color on here that I'm getting on right now, so I'm gonna opt for a good-sized brush. There it is. Again. And just really work this paint in. There's a lot of cracks and crevices, which will be really nice to wash later on. Get all these feathers washed really nicely. They'll show very nicely. But before I do even if I want to do some patterning on them, I want to get the base color put on. Alright. There's just not really a good way to hold something when you have to paint the entirety of it one color. So, you put on a glove, and you just go for it, and you touch up where you need to. Gonna just leave that to dry a little before I mess with it anymore and check for touch-ups. Okay, so I'm gonna leave those to dry and this guy to dry. It's a little on the early side for a break, but I want everything to be pretty dry before I start messing with it again, so this is like an opportune time to take a break. So thanks for watching so far, everyone, and stick around. I'll be back shortly. I want to see how stormy it is out there. Yeah, I'll be right back. Thanks for watching so far. Hi, we are back. I had to take a second and clean off my palette there. Palette being that thing. Yeah. Alright, we are back. Just checking out how things are drying. Like I thought, there's a lot of little cracks and crevices on this, so there's little spots that didn't get the paint. So this will need another coat, but it got a lot of it. Just sort of looking over. There's definitely some green spots for touch up. There's some purple spots for touch up. Some face update, cleanup. Things, all sorts of stuff, but not too bad overall. You know, we're definitely getting somewhere with our little warrior guy, bird man thing. I think it's sort of an Aarakocra, probably. But, you know. Our, regardless of system, bird warrior man is what we'll go with. So there's plenty of cleanup to do that I'm seeing on this guy, and of course the base will need to be painted as well. Probably the talons. I'll probably paint the talons black on the feet here, just to set them off a little. Yeah, but not too bad all told. The armor is looking nice and reflective and everything like that. So we might have a special guest join us a little later to work on. So 2 of our 3D printers are getting maintenance done on them, and so some of that might be done today while I'm doing this. We'll see if you're lucky. So, I'm gonna do a little touch up on the head with the gray here. Just sprucing up some of the colors. And use this opportunity to get some of these spots that didn't get quite painted on my initial rough pass painted in. Alright. Start going along the wings here. Probably should wear gloves for this, but I don't feel like wasting one. And here we are, we're being joined by our very own Dungeon Master, Alexis. like I warned you. Do you want to tell them what you're doing? I said you're doing maintenance on the 3D printers, because that's about the extent of what I know you're doing.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. So,
Yeah, really. Squeezing.
hi. Yeah, this is very uncomfortable to do this. Yeah,
It always is.
I'll just do this. This is better. Now, so 3D printers, they're always a bit of an adventure. Some are better than others. Some have more problems than others. Today on Sven, the one that sits directly behind us, I am replacing this component. This is a belt pulley. 3D printers move their heads around so they can print by having a belt go over a pulley, and a motor moves the belt over it. So here, that's what the part should look like. This is what the part I'm replacing looks like.
So it lost this whole upper lip here.
Yeah, oh yeah, it just short up. It just came apart. It broke.
Yeah.
And I noticed it last week, and
Just destroying
I'm
everything.
just destroying everything. So I am replacing our pulley set in Sven. That's what I'm doing. And keeping you company. Can get lonely down here streaming.
Can it?
Yeah.
No.
So I'm keeping you company.
Thank you.
Oh, is that Dad's
Lizard.
purple lizard? I haven't seen this one yet.
Oh yeah. Purple Lizard of the Lizard League.
Yeah, let's show it off. I like it. I like the purple lizard.
I was the one that suggested purple with yellow spawn.
Well, I like how I did it.
Yeah.
I like how that turned out.
Yeah, it's a cutie.
And I like the one lizard where the eyes are different than everyone else's.
Oh, like all the lizards, the eyes are different than everyone else's.
Yeah, but one is very different.
This one?
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah. He did not read how the figure was exactly on this one, but he's very cute.
I actually really like the eyes on him.
And I don't know, I kind of like that the eyes are inconsistent between all of them. They're like different shapes and everything.
And you're working on this Aarakocra.
Yeah, I just call him a bird guy.
Know what you got going on here?
What?
Alright, anyone in chat, tell me if I'm wrong. I am getting pretty big Goldar vibes. I'm getting a lot of Goldar energy from this.
Oh boy.
And I love it. And the wings are gonna make it better because Goldar has wings.
We do have a cat guy here.
We do have... Is it a tabaxi?
He technically doesn't have a tail
Well, that we can see.
that we can see, but
Maybe he lost his tail.
it's a cat guy. Yeah, he's probably a tabaxi.
So I'm gonna let you finish Goldar, and
Oh boy.
and I'm gonna go finish up.
Cleaning it, but rebuilding Sven.
Yep.
That is a massive part failure. Huh?
Oh yeah, here you can. I don't know how clearly that'll show. That little spot on my finger is just from touching the part. It's just completely falling apart. So
You'll be working on that?
I'll be over here working on that.
Well, one thing I want to do when we finally get our resin printer is print a lot of little humanoid sets like that Lizard League, so we can probably find a tabaxi one too. Okay, where am I going with this? I think Obviously, I need to put the eyes in still. That'll be important. But I think I'm gonna start with the green touch-up and then do the purple. Is that what I want to do? Or do I want to start with the brass touch-up?
Gonna get a few cleanings.
I'm gonna start with the brass touch-up because the brass is the most likely thing I'll have to touch everything else up with after I've done it, because I'll get it on other stuff. So, that's the plan. So there's a couple spots. The biggest parts of touching up the brass, honestly, are because it's a metallic. It needs some boosting in a few areas where it got a little too translucent. Are the big ones. Like along the edge here. Got a little too see-through-y, which is the technical term. Where it mostly needs the extra bump just to enhance saturate the color a little. You want it to be a nice solid color rather than kind of semi-transparent. Okay, so I'm gonna do the green next as the touch-up. Trying to get the lining and stuff, so it's very delicate work here as I do these touch-ups. And generally speaking, a good strategy when doing something like this is sort of start in on the middle and work your way out. If you have that opportunity, it lets you just control the brush a little better. Need a little more touch-up on the... I'm sure I'll need some touch-up here on the leather. But not too bad so far. Yes, Goldar is coming along alright.
Yeah.
You're proud of yourself for that, huh?
I love it. I really love it. I love Goldar.
Hashtag Goldar.
Goldar is the campy winged villain.
I am off camera here. Sorry about that. There we go. That's probably a little better. Sorry. I'm in like the high focus cleanup stage. So I lost track of where I was holding. Okay. That skirt's coming along alright. Now, the shoulder cleanup is going to be a little bit of a pain, so I have to be careful if I do that. Try and make it look nice as I go along here, nice and gently and slowly. Pretty happy with that. So, I'm going to move on now to the purple for that section. And there's a lot of little purple bits here that'll need very small cleanups. Here and there. So, Lexi.
Yeah.
When I do his eyes,
Yeah.
should I give him like just black beady eyes like an actual bird? Or should I go for a more dramatic thing like black with like red or yellow pupils? So
That's a good question. I don't know.
this is what like a black with a red yellow pupil might look like. I did on this lizard. You know, which is a lot more dramatic, but less realistic, you know. Are you looking up a picture of Goldar?
I mean, I think that's your answer.
You got red eyes like Goldar?
I'm just taking it to the next level. No, I think, well, Aarakocra are often portrayed as having more human-like eyes.
Are they?
A lot of the pictures, not all. A lot of the pictures they are.
Okay.
But in the... So... Yeah. Here's a typical Aarakocra.
That's like
representation.
an eagle kind of eye.
They kind of go that way.
Well, that would argue for yellow.
Yeah.
What I could try to do is yellow with a black dot for a pupil.
Yeah, I think going the eagle eye vibe. As much as I love the Goldar vibe, I'm thinking eagle eye is good.
That seems fair. Doing very careful, delicate, deliberate, slow painting here. Not really my idiom. Alright. So, next I'm going to touch up the leather in a few spots. And then I'm going to, well, actually, before I do the leather, I'm going to paint on the talons on his feet. Because I want those to dry enough for me to do the base. So I'm using this sort of off charcoal black. I can probably switch to this brush for this. Going with black talons rather than like cream, just because they'll stand out a little better. More than like a beige talon will. If it's maybe less accurate. And as you can see, I'm being a little messy with my the floor here because I am going to be painting the floor, so it's an area I can be a little less worried about. Get that closed up. Get my brush clean. Now I need my leather. Just a drop. because I'm not doing all that much with, like, volume-wise. How's it going back there?
Cleaning the belt.
Cleaning the belt. Hey, I'm cleaning the belt too. Different belt. We're getting a lot better with the cleaning up now here. Looking kind of good. Maybe I'll take a whack at the eyes, painting the eyes on. So, I'm going for sort of an eagle eye look. What I need is to put in a yellow first to create sort of the, well, I could go all out on it, but the size of the model I don't think will allow for that. Realistically, I'd want to put some black and then some yellow and then another thing of black, but I don't think that outer black I have room for on this figure. So we're going to cut to the basics of what you need, and that's going to be taking this nice bright yellow to create what will be the outer eye. Just going to try and be very delicate. Give that a second to dry. There'll be one extra step after this, but I'm gonna use this black here as opposed to the other one. This will be my pupil. And then after those have dried on, I'm gonna get that eagle angry eye look. You know, I don't know if you look at pictures of eagles, they all look really pissed off. And you can sort of accomplish that by, I'm going to give him more of an eyebrow by going back over with the dark gray over the top little section of the eye here, just to clean it up. We'll see how it goes. Eyes are often the most frustrating part of a mini, because you can easily tell when they look wrong. and they're very tiny. I'm gonna let those dry now. But you can see how much adding the eyes, even if they're unfinished here, completes the look. Without the eye on the figure, it looks very, or at least an idea of where the eye is. It really kind of messes with your perception of where the face is and how the face sits. And interesting that way. Okay, so I'm gonna let the eyes dry for a minute and work on the base. Putting in some of the base here while that dries. I'm thinking, what color for the base? Hard choice. I usually go with something generic like a brown or a gray. I could probably go even darker, but that wouldn't show off the feet as well. So I'm thinking maybe lighter and going with something like this deck tan here. Got some dried paint on the bottom. So the big part of getting the base right is going to be getting in between the toes, especially with how wide these toes in particular are. I like to just put in a lot of paint and then push it up into where I need it. Gives me a little more control. Where's the paint? Where's the paint is going, as I weirdly said just now. I'm going to just take a larger brush now that I have the close areas painted. sort of spread out. For the rest of the base. And the base will probably take a minute here to dry. But painting in the base actually just helps sell the picture of the character as well, because you don't get that sort of unfinished look down there. Alright, the eyes should be dry enough. I'm gonna try and make them a little angrier, because that's how eagles are. Eagles always have angry eyes. And to do that, all I really need to do is basically paint in the gray color that the head is, and sort of cover up the top of the eye a little to get that, like, angry look, you know? Thank you for the backup, girl.
Yeah, you're welcome. Keep on me.
Probably not. It's always important after you paint the base to immediately shove your finger into it and then get bumped from button. There. Alright. There you go. That looks a little better, a little angrier. So I'm going to figure out where I stuck my finger on the base here. Right there, that looks like. And repaint that section because I pulled a bunch of paint off with my finger. So, I'm gonna wash my hands quick, because I'm gonna paint all over them now, and let this dry a little. I might grab some coffee quick. I won't take a full break, unless you want me to, Lexi.
That's up to you.
Do you want to chat a little?
I mean, I can chat.
But they'll have to look at your butt.
Well, I'll turn around.
Oh, okay. I need this to dry a minute, and I need to clean my hands. Do you want me to grab you some coffee?
Yes, please, thank you.
Alright. Why don't you comment on my brilliant work?
I shall, yeah. Well, now that we're alone, let's see what's going on. Oh, wow. doing fantastic on that eye. I really like that. This side's even better. So angry. Such an angry bird. I don't have any pigs. Oh well. There's little, like, runes. Little stitchings, maybe, depending on what the material's made out of here. I don't know if the camera is picking up on those. There. See those little bits? Right on the skirt, right there. There. Stitchings. I'm just gonna highlight those. We're just gonna leave them as they are. I might paint them like, I don't know, like a blue. A blue feels right. Now, I, as the DM, just need to decide how they're gonna fight with that guy, or is that guy gonna fight with them? Maybe he's gonna be a new ally. They just met, well, not just. It's been like 10 episodes now, almost. They met their new companion, Hulwin. And Hulwin, it's a DMPC. If I'm honest. I'm gonna be honest here. Felt like I needed to add a DMPC just to balance out the party. The higher level they got, the more trouble I was having, like, balancing out combat with just 3 people. And it was, a bard, a druid, and a fighter. Which is not a bad party. But you start to run out of options just because there's only 3. And I really like doing boss phases. Like, when they're fighting a boss, what I like to do is have them, like, here's phase 1, here's phase 2, here's phase 3. I like to do that. Because it just adds a little bit of flavor. I don't much care for fights that it's just, I'm the big bad, beat you down. It's a little straightforward for my personal taste. There's nothing wrong with that at all, to be clear. If you like those fights, it's not me trashing on you. But I come from playing a lot of MMOs. I'm really used to, like, phased boss fights. So I like to do that here. I think it's fun. And it was getting harder and harder. So that necessitated the introduction of another character. Hope y'all like Hulwin. I do. I like portraying them. Thank you. I think you did a really nice job on the eyes.
Yeah? Yeah.
I noticed something, though.
What?
A little something caught in there.
Oh, yeah, that'll be a problem, won't it?
Yeah, I'm going to point this out to the viewers.
That's probably a printer thing.
So I noticed this in the print here. Alright.
Those are the holes where the wings go in.
These are the wings. Alright. Those are the wings. And this one has a nice, like,
hole.
It's a little out of focus. Let's see if I can get it back in. That one has a nice square peg there, and that one doesn't. It could have been a printer error. A little globbing up. So what we'll have to do, and you can see that the wings, they each still have their pegs.
We can cut the peg off and just epoxy it flush. It won't be quite as good.
Yeah, but, we're probably going to have to. I'm looking at the connection here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to point this out to the viewers. This is a really cool model. this whole Aarakocra Goldar here. But that is a very thin connection.
Give him character and he lost a wing in battle.
Could be. That might be an option here. It's not a bad one. But this, that peg connection, this is printed in resin, and that's going to be very, very fragile. So if the joining point is basically that little peg, and that's about it, it's going to be an extremely fragile figure. They could, with less than like a quarter pound of force, snap.
I'm hiding behind the filigree.
So it might behoove us to glob up some glue around there, to just reinforce it a bit.
Another option is we have some very teeny tiny hand screws, drills, that you actually rotate the back of to rotate them. We could try and bore out that whatever it is a little bit, very delicately.
I'm not sure it would make all that much of a difference
To create the hole.
because it's still not going to be the right shape.
But if you just throw enough epoxy in it, it won't matter.
You would have to bore out a larger hole than the wing. And yeah, just basically it still comes down to put a lot of glue around it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I'm kind of thinking maybe do a quick set of epoxy to help hold the shape. And then finish it off with some of the clear Gorilla Glue that we got right there.
Yeah.
Because its hold is going to be stronger than the epoxy is for this material.
Probably for resin.
But that is a very liquid glue, so it
takes
just
24 hours to cure.
And it won't hold shape.
Yeah.
Unlike epoxy, where if you let that firm up a little bit, it'll hold the shape. It'll put up some resistance. That won't. But that hold is much stronger.
In some ways, yeah.
At least depending on the material.
Yeah.
And for this kind of material, I think it'd be stronger. So we'll need to, figure that out a little bit, won't we?
Yeah.
Well, I'll get out of your way and go back to...
No, you're okay. You can take over. I'll be the Andy Richter on the side.
You're gonna be my Andy Richter?
Yeah.
Oh. I love Andy. This is gonna be great. I've always wanted to have my own Andy Richter.
Yeah.
That was a pretty perfect Andy Richter kind of response. There you go. Just let the awkwardness sit.
Yeah,
that's good.
Thank you.
Okay, you can have your spot back. Do you want this stool back?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do? Okay.
That stool's far more comfortable.
Then I'm going to take the stool you were sitting on. Ooh.
Plus
That's
the...
it.
Ooh. Back.
Yeah.
I have a back.
Okay. This is a surprise.
I can just sit back and drink and relax.
I wasn't expecting this. This is a surprise.
Here's your thing. Thanks.
My thing? Oh.
I definitely can't be bounced around when I get to painting. Thank you.
Welcome.
Alright. I'm gonna see how we're looking drying wise. Okay, I think we can start washing, and then we'll highlight after. Alright, so the one part that's not gonna be washed is just crawling around behind me.
Peace.
Oh, okay.
It's a hazard.
I am looking. Yeah, this is it, the dark gray. I kind of prefer the dark gray over the black in some cases because it's just a little more relaxed of a color. The black gets very dark sometimes, and the dark gray is a little more. You want to see the tiniest spider? Lexi?
You have a tiny spider? That is the tiniest spider. Hey, buddy. Tiny spider.
Well, a big thing with washing on a figure like this is you have to sort of get just the right volume of wash. Because you don't want to like make a soupy mess, although a soupy mess is pretty easy to fix with wash. But you need enough to. Did you see the internet's all upset about today?
Oh, something upset the internet? That's unexpected.
Netflix upset the internet.
Also, I'm shocked. I am shooken. I've never seen the internet become upset with something Netflix did. What did Netflix do?
They're canceling the second season of First Kill.
They're canceling the second season of First Kill.
Yeah. Or they're not renewing it or whatever.
You mean our schlocky, admittedly terrible vampire show?
Mm-hmm.
That you liked? I don't mean you. I mean you and you all generally.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that you liked because it was bad.
Yeah.
Like, you watched it and you're like, this is
like,
stupid.
Or like, wow, they really did not spend much on the visual effects here.
Yeah. Now I'm angry. I like that show.
Yeah. Sue128 says that this bird was Ulsa's pet in a past. And after, I'm filling in now. After being left in the swamps, he became this vengeful warrior. Started doing a lot of push-ups. There was a montage.
Yeah. See, this is why Netflix is just... This is why Netflix is bad. Netflix. If you want people to continue being subscribers and not lose 1 million people...
We know you watch.
Yeah, we know you watch. I've seen you watching. You lurking bastards.
Netflix? Just the general company now.
Yeah, the whole company. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, they tune into this stream.
Yeah.
Joking aside, it has never made sense to me, Netflix's model of, we're going to make a show. We're going to invest a lot of money in this show. Cancel it immediately. I know that network broadcasting like NBC, ABC, CBS, like Fox, all them, they'll do like, hey, we put some money into this show, and boy, it's not holding up. It's not getting enough viewers to compete with another show in the same time slot. But that logic doesn't apply because there are no more time slots on Netflix.
Well, so part of it is, generally speaking, the more seasons of a show, the more expensive it actually is to produce.
Yeah.
But, and I think also shittily, the more the actors can ask for money-wise, because now they're like part of a beloved thing.
Yeah. But my point is, and sometimes a show doesn't work, and like, if I'm completely honest, the writing on the show wasn't that great. There were so many turns in that first season where I'm like, oh, why? Like, episodes 1 and 2 seemed to have some cohesion. Then by episode 3, like, the dad was being snakified or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, this is accelerating quickly.
It was very rapidly.
And the pace of the show seemed to be a little...
You personally have to wait till 8 p.m. to watch.
28, you had to wait until 8 p.m. to watch BoJack Horseman.
But that was a you problem.
Yeah, that was not a Netflix thing. So, with this particular show, I think that maybe they had gotten themselves into a point where someone read the second season script and was like, nah, this ain't it.
Well, a lot of people are going like, oh, yeah, you're canceling the show with the lesbian black lead.
I mean, that's true. That part is pretty crappy. And I feel like we should have more shows with that.
Also, in like the first week or two of being released, it had 100 million hours of stream time.
Are you serious? At 100?
It was one of their top most popular shows on Netflix.
Canceling it.
That's why people are upset.
I didn't know that it had hit 100 million hours of view time
in like the first week.
So people were like, yes, this.
Yeah.
Netflix is full of some BS.
And yeah, it's schlocky, but so is like Vampire Diaries and like every single CW show that ever existed.
It's a teen supernatural drama. Have you ever watched one of those? They're all schlocky.
Like the entirety, that's the CW is built on.
Yeah. Like one of the biggest commercial success, long-running shows was Charmed.
Mm-hmm.
Huge success. And have you ever watched an episode of Charmed?
I actually haven't.
I mean, how to describe Charmed? It's like... It's like the writers for shows, for traditional drama shows like Grey's Anatomy.
Can I describe how I imagine it?
Yeah.
Before you actually explain it? Okay. Based on everything I know about Charmed, which is that I think there are witches or some other spellcastery people.
Correct.
And you don't have to answer.
Oh.
This is all my visual.
So you don't want me to?
So I think there are like spellcastery people, probably witches, and I think it's kind of a sitcom-y drama format, and it centers around, based on pictures I've seen, I'm guessing 3 women.
Okay.
And they probably have romance issues in it. I want to say it's like Sabrina the Teenage Witch and Friends combined into a single entity.
You're leaning a little too heavy into the sitcom.
Okay, so it's like Sabrina the Teenage Witch and like
Sabrina the Teenage
Arrow.
Witch. Yes.
Okay.
There you go.
Alright.
Take Sabrina, Arrow, and then sprinkle in a little Gilmore Girls.
Okay.
Just a
touch.
A touch.
Not to overwhelm it.
Yeah. You don't want it to be too heavy. Just a light sprinkle of Gilmore Girls in there. And that is Charmed. It barely makes sense. They eventually involve like full-on celestial warfare done with really bad CGI.
Okay, so it's like Buffy the Vampire Slayer mixed with Gilmore Girls.
No, you were closer the first time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the witches are all family.
Okay.
Yeah. No, you were closer the first time.
Fair.
It's actually not a lot like Buffy.
No?
Other than, like, the prevalence of magic and, like, angels and demons and stuff. No. I mean, it's in a similar genre in that it's a supernatural teen drama.
Right. There
they strike really different tones. There were a lot more love interest problems in Charmed.
What it is it's Sabrina the Teenage Witch from the Archie comics.
Yeah.
Okay. I think she gets killed by Predator in the Archie comics.
Yes. Canonically non-canonical.
No, canonically canonical.
Well, yeah, it happened, and then they just ignored it.
Well, no, there's actually an Archie comics multiverse.
I am aware, fortunately.
That interacts with one another. And includes the Predator.
It's the Archie comics are the weirdest things.
Oh my god. I've never watched Riverdale, but it's based on the Archie comics. And it's basically the kind of show we're talking about, right?
Yeah. So, like, my biggest problem with these Netflix announcements is obviously they're choosing. And I don't know about Sonic. Sonic and Predator in the same unit. Did Sonic appear in Archie comics? You can. I mean, Batman and Sonic could meet. That's true, because there is a Batman vs. Predator comic. It's not canon, it's more of an imagination. I own it. It's fine. It's fun. It's a fine comic. It's fun to read. Very graphic. Like, exceedingly graphic. I mean, it's Predator.
Well, it is a graphic now.
Oh.
Man, someone wrote out a synopsis of the entire plot of Riverdale because they're coming into their last season, which is season 7 or 8, and that is a weird show because it's fairly true to the Archie comics. Sonic is an Archie when we were kids. They had at least one crossover. Sabrina was a regular part in the Archie comics for a while. Sabrina was a fairly, that crossover was a very solid crossover. Sabrina and Archie.
So you want to know what my biggest problem with First Kill was? My biggest problem with it?
They didn't focus enough on the romance between the two main characters because they were trying to tell a huge arching story in one season.
Bingo. They pitched a show that was vampire hunters and vampires, and a vampire who doesn't want to be a vampire
falls in love
with a vampire hunter
who
wants to be a vampire hunter.
Who definitely
wants to be a vampire hunter. And they fall in love, and we get 3 episodes where they kind of
fall in love.
It's more like 2.1 episodes where they fall in love.
Yeah, because the first one is sort of setting up the world.
Yeah. And we get almost none of that. Oh, and the most unbelievable thing? They fall asleep in a bed on the set of Romeo and Juliet for their school play.
When they've run away, yeah.
And they sleep on the bed. No, would not happen. I've built sets and been part of productions.
That is a plank.
That is a plank of wood. There is nothing under there. There's certainly no mattress. It's just they slept on a plank of wood that night.
Well, to be fair, the vampire hunter is used to roughing it.
Yeah, and the vampire isn't.
But the vampire is also a vampire. It's like...
Yeah, but they're also pretty clear that these aren't how most vampires work. They're basically humans who also drink blood.
But they're like super strong still, and like
when it's convenient.
Yeah, and it was convenient then.
That's true. They did not focus enough on their relationship.
No, they didn't. That was the big thing I wish that they did more. Because they were trying to tell, like, the big pulp... It was... They were trying to do episode 4 and episode 1 in the same series. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They were trying to tell a personal journey and of these two characters and a big sweeping political drama of the larger world in a single series. And I mean, I get why they did it, because obviously they were likely to get canceled after one season.
I think they kind of knew the way they wrote it.
Well, I mean, it's Netflix. You know going into it at this point that you're like, we get one season to tell this shit. Maybe 2 if we're absolutely lucky.
Netflix is shooting themselves in the foot, because if they keep splashing out for lavish projects like this, because they'll invest a ton of money and then just go, no. And coming from a financial standpoint, Netflix is one of the most leveraged companies, like, in the major publicly traded companies. The last time that I heard, they had leveraged over 20% of their company's value. That means that they have borrowed money against 20% of the total value of their company. Typical ranges are 10% and lower. I mean, it's absurd.
Well, I'm part of it. Yeah, damn cancel culture. Netflix canceling everything.
Exactly.
Part of it is also they're like, you cannot tell me First Kill had a high budget. Like,
A high marketing budget.
it had a high market, sort of, but like, when you saw that snake guy, like the dad snake effects, like, you knew they weren't working with a huge budget here, you know? And it didn't need to be. You know, honestly, it added to the charm, if I'm on, you know? It gave it that sort of, like, charm, like you were saying, as in that sort of, like, you know, Sabrina charmed other, like, shows that are kind of, like, working on a shoestring budget, but they want to have cool visual effects, so they kind of work with what they got, you know?
Exactly.
And that actually adds something to a show, I think. So I'm not gonna shit on the effects of that show, because, like, it's kind of endearing in a way, you know, having kind of bad visual effects, you know? So, but you knew they weren't working on a huge budget. Meanwhile, Netflix is pouring out, like, $100 million or whatever per episode of Stranger Things.
Yeah, and I've watched Stranger Things. I don't have any problem with the show. I think it's fine.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Does it need $100 million per episode? Like, that's approaching Marvel movie budget per episode.
And I might be, I think I'm overgoing. I think I was wanting $20 million per episode, but still, that's like way too much for a single episode of a TV show.
Stranger Things is fun, but I'm not sure it's like, holy shit, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And also, like, do we need... I remember Ozark. I'm sure it was a good show, but do we need just... Personally, this is me. I'm not even making a judgment on the quality of this show. I'm so sick of just shows that are bad people doing bad things, and bad things happen, and it's all bad and anxiety ridden. I'm just tired of it. I am. I'm just sick of the horrible things, the show, as a genre.
Which Breaking Bad really made popular.
And Breaking Bad was, is an excellent show, excellent story. I've watched parts of Better Call Saul, not all of it. I'd say, I've seen about half the first season and the second season. And it's a really fun show for a couple seasons, and then, as far as I can tell, they've gone further into the drama with it.
Well, and I think you're supposed to, because he's supposed to lose his
But I'm just tired of that genre. I'm just tired of the bad things happen to bad people while doing bad stuff, and everyone deserves it, and you don't like anyone, and you just keep watching.
Raphael Bob Waxberg
is the creator of BoJack Horseman.
Oh.
And we lose, was it Tuca and Birdie? Which wasn't
Oh, who picked up that show?
It did get picked up.
Was it Adult Swim, or was it some channel picked it up?
And Netflix keeps doing these 8-figure, 9-figure deals with single comedians, and they'll get one thing every 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, guys, I remember when Hulu gave $100 million, $180 million for the exclusive rights to South Park streaming. I'm sure that panned out, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Making everything on a single property is a bad idea.
Or it's a really, really good idea if you're friends with someone who benefits from it. Right?
Yeah.
Which is, I'm sure, not at all part of any of this.
No.
Speaking of good shows, though, we finished what's been released of Ted Lasso.
Yes. The Chronicle of Ted Lasso.
And that's a good show.
It is. That's a show. Oh, what was the Academy of Magic or something like that? Which was
Hulu, give us 180 million so you can commission more art. What were you saying?
the Academy of Magic or School of Magic or something? That Australian
The Department
show?
of Magical Things.
Yeah, that was it. The Department of Magical Things, where the entire first season of the show was dedicated to, like, setting the story up for how the show got its name. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And super schlocky.
Mm-hmm.
And they were bold. They just like, we're just making up words and not providing any context for what those words mean.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, he says that he reached out to Barry to get an asset in case we stream Rhapsody. You definitely should stream Rhapsody.
100%, buddy. We will stream that game. Releases on Switch. All of the 3 other people also streaming.
Streaming Rhapsody.
But we will do it.
For you. Obviously, I'll need to touch up the base a little, or wash it. But I think our little bird guy's coming along here. What do you think, Lexi?
Oh, this thing's fantastic. After the wash, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, is this the guy who's gonna kill our party? That's what I think every time I paint something. Like, I'm painting a nice big crab. Is this the thing that will kill our party?
That might kill your party.
Or I'm painting a big siren. Will this kill our party? Or will this thing possess Ulseth and then Ulseth will kill our party?
That is the most likely scenario. Really. The most likely scenario is that one of you gets mind control and then kills your party members. At which point, knowing you guys, the party member will probably be like in deep distress and unable to like really continue. Gonna be a huge fallout and everything.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Good. Good.
Can't wait for next episode then. Right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Spoilers. I'm letting the wash on the figure dry a little while I paint some wash on the wings here. Just to fill you guys in on what's happening. And then after the wash has dried a little bit, I'm going to do a tiny bit of highlighting. Just in a few select areas. You don't want to over-highlight. But you can see how much the wash really brings out that wing. Is this guy named Blackwing?
Could be.
No, this guy's name is Bad Bird. No.
Oh.
No.
You didn't like that?
I mean, I did, but maybe Nightwing. Definitely not copyrighted. Darkwing Duck, maybe? That isn't Alseth's pet name, Bad Bird, or... This is Bad Bird. Bad Bird ate my food once and is now called Bad Bird.
You, who are Bad Bird, are my pet.
You who are Bad Bird, you have ruined my pretzel day by eating my pretzel. You're posting 7s, huh?
Got the most difficult screw-in thing.
Okay, I'm gonna let those wings dry and see where we're at on my Bad Bird here. Okay, so there's the two places I mostly want to highlight. I don't want to highlight the armor too much. I'm gonna highlight the legs a little to bring them back up, but keep some of the dark ridging that I was able to get in with the wash. And then I'm gonna highlight the feathers a little bit with dry brushed on silver to give them a little bit of a sheen. That's my plan. But I wanted to get this darker contrast built in underneath it. When you get into painting, there's usually a lot of layers that happen, like an onion. Nothing. I said painting is like an onion, it has layers. Wreck. You wanted me to read something to you, and you were like, I don't care what, I need you to distract me, right? To sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So I just started reading the Shrek screenplay to you.
I fell asleep fairly quickly.
And I'm extremely good at voices, so it was very impressive. Especially since I haven't seen Shrek in about a million years. Alright, so I'm just lightening up the leg here, as you can see. And I'm gonna lighten the tip of the beak. It's okay. What are some other shows that you've been disappointed have been canceled?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Some other shows I've been disappointed in recently?
Yeah, that have been canceled.
Oh. I don't know.
We don't really watch shows, do we?
I do. It's just that we gave up on liking any Netflix shows because they were so bad about it.
Yeah, that's true. Among other issues with Netflix.
Oh yeah, I mean, before all of the issues with Netflix became even more abundantly clear.
We'd already kind of given up on it.
Yeah.
We kind of adopted a policy of, unless it's finished as a series, why bother? You know?
People just cancel. A lot of people really liked it. I think it's cool. Someone cancel.
Yeah, that was the show, wasn't it? And it will continue as long as people keep coming back for whatever new show that they love. Highlighted the tip of the beak a little there, so it stands out. Okay. I'm just drinking my coffee before it gets cold. I've been told I've got a cup warmer coming for down here.
Well, that's good. You could really use them.
I like my warm cups. It's a well-known fact about me. Right?
Well, everyone who knows you calls you old warm cup Nichole.
That doesn't sound great. Alright. I'm going to do some silver highlighting on the feathers whenever I locate my silver paint. There it is. Alright, so the goal here is to really lightly feather the silver in a dry brush onto the feathers, and just create sort of a metallic sheen to the gray feathers. So I'm gonna really try and make sure the brush doesn't have much on it. So there'll be a lot of different takes, because that's how dry brushing works, is you get a dry brush. And the aim is just to get kind of the tops, the most prominent parts of the figure. So you can see that sort of sheen that it's getting on the feathers here. Excuse me. This storm that's rolled in has agitated a lot of allergens for me. I woke up in the middle of the night and I really had like a frog in my throat. I should do a series of animal wild shapes and really interesting colors as a subtle reference. Do like a blue barracuda, a silver serpent, a purple parrot. Yeah.
I think
Well, let me know.
While she's on doing that, I'm gonna put a little highlighting on the blades. Which will be quite subtle, but should be kind of nice. I'm going on the edge and going back because I figure the sharpening and cutting would lighten up the edge the most.
Ooh, I love it. 87 out of 10.
87.
Yeah, 87 out of 10.
I'm going to now do a tiny bit of brass highlighting, just on some select pieces of armor. Need a very small amount for this. Okay. Coming along on our bird guy, our bad bird, as he's commonly referred to as. I'm gonna clean up the base a little, and then I'm gonna highlight the wings because they should be mostly dry by then. I got a little bit of splatter and stuff on the base when I was washing the rest of the figure, so I'm just gonna clean all that up roughly. Yeah, how's the 3D printer maintenance happening? What's going on behind me? Nope.
I'm used to this.
It's like a, yeah, tightly compacted machinery on purpose because obviously you don't want it loose and as it moves around, but so here is our bad bird. All I think I have left now are highlighting the wings, also silver. So I'm gonna set bad bird up here in the corner. Alright. Get a glove.
No, it's bad.
I put bad bird in a corner. Flash dance. Right. It's Footloose, right?
No,
Oh, is it Flashdance?
no.
What is it? I've never actually seen the movie.
It's neither of those movies.
What movie is it?
Really, you don't know?
The No One Puts Baby in a Corner? Oh, you just tell me.
Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Dancing. I knew it was a dancing movie. So generally speaking, I'm going to want the top to be a little more silvery than the bottom. So I'm going to work top down. I want to be really just sort of loose with my brush here, so that it skates along the tops of the feathers for the most part. You can see the silver highlighting really changes the dynamic of the wing. Cool cat mount. Right, now we're gonna just go down this wing with the silver, and then we'll probably be done. Same, except for I want to let everything dry before I start trying to glue this guy together with the wings and everything. So. You know what time it is, Lexi? Being August now?
No.
It's Halloween.
What? I know.
What's your favorite Halloween movie?
My favorite?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm thinking The Honest Scared Stupid?
I thought you might say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hocus Pocus 2 coming out this year.
Yeah, just start it.
I know.
Just take her.
Yeah. That's fair. Okay. We have 2 silvery wings done. So, I can sort of show you one wing, because that one is not. So this is what he'll sort of look like when he has at least one wing in. The other one is plugged up with some printer error I didn't catch earlier. But that gives you an idea of how it's gonna look. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, that just is gonna have to be worked on to get in. It's very doable though, but here's a little bit of an image of what we're going to have when he is all done. What do you think, Lexi?
Oh,
You want something
oh, he's beautiful. He's beautiful.
very golden.
Yeah, extremely good.
So, we're gonna have to work on this wing hole on the back here. For the other wing, because it does have a printer error in it. But that's overcomable in a number of ways. I think slightly carefully drilling out that little bit that's stuck in the hole, just to give us space for the peg so that we can fill it with glue, because we have to glue this one in as well anyway. That'll be about the best we can accomplish, but this is our bird warrior. Bad Bird, as he's called. So, I'm a little early, as I usually am. I paint too fast, unfortunately, so I don't eat up enough time. Just, I might just end early. Is that okay? Okay. Rather than start a new project or something like that. Yeah. So we'll be back with old Seth, my dad, painting this Friday. I think he's gonna be doing this panther guy here. And so he'll be painting that. And then we are not going to be here next week for the painting streams because we are going to be traveling during the week. So hopefully you'll come back when we're back. I love having everyone watching. And yeah, any other announcements I need to make, Lexi? Normally our show, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern here on Twitch. And then we also do a D&D stream Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern here on Twitch. And then everything is available also on YouTube after a little while for viewing. So you can check us out on YouTube by just searching for Dice and Dungeons. If you're here on Twitch, give us a follow, all that good stuff. If you're here watching me on YouTube right now, do all the like, subscribe, thumbs up. What are all the things?
Like, subscribe, and ring that bell.
Ring the bell. Yeah. Birds love bells, and Bad Bird is no exception. So ring the bell as well for Bad Bird.
I'm doing that every time.
Yeah. So do all those things, please. It does help our show. Who128 wants me to remind you that we have a Patreon, patreon.com/diceanddungeons, that you can check out. Anyway, all those things will help us on the show. So yeah, that's all of our little closing announcements here. We got Bad Bird ready to kill the party, except for he needs wings mounted, but that will require a little bit of Bad Bird surgery. So thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you for watching, and we'll see you Friday.
Bye.